Hello YouTube family. Today what we're going to be doing is making some fish and chips. I got some beer battered fillets here, and also got some steak fries, and we will be having some malt vinegar and some tartar sauce. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, I have arranged the fillets on some foil, and I have the steak fries ready to go. I've preheated the oven to 425 degrees, and we'll throw them in, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I have the fish fillets and the steak fries in the oven right now. Should take about 20 minutes. To drink, I have a Doritos Mandarin. If you're not familiar with Doritos, it's a Mexican soda that you can get at the supermarket. I think they taste pretty good. Yeah. Got some new vape liquid. This is my vape. This is my rig. I usually vape at about 36 watts. Sometimes I'll bump it up to 40, but I like getting the I like a good throat hit. But like with the Joules, those are set at 50 50 watts, and that throat hit is just too much for me. So I got this, and I think 36 watts is pretty good. The vape liquid, the liquid that I like is it's this one. It's called Mints. I get the peppermint flavor. I think they also have wintergreen. Wintergreen's a good flavor too. I don't know if anybody likes chewing tobacco, but wintergreen chewing tobacco is pretty good. I occasionally have a dip from now and then. This is Grizzly Wintergreen, so I keep a can of that on my desk just in case I want some. I generally don't do it very often. It was more, it's more catered to people that drink liquor. If you've been drinking whiskey, or even just beer, I guess. Sometimes it's nice to have a dip, I guess. But yeah. I just started a new recovery plan. I had a bit of a setback. About 2 months ago, I ended up going back out. I ended up buying some weed and drinking some liquor. And yeah. It didn't really end up that well, but I was able to catch myself. So now I'm in the process. Whoa! Get down. Come on. But now I'm in the process of, getting back into recovery. I made some interesting songs while I was using. And I kind of, like, when I go back and listen to the stuff that I made while I was high, like, I almost want to kick my own ass. Like, like, yeah, like, I don't hate myself or anything, but, like, I want to kick my own ass for making some of these songs, like, that, like, glorify, like, drug use and drinking and stuff like that. And the only reason I made those songs is because I was drinking and I was high as shit on marijuana. And so Um, but I was able to catch myself. I got back into the program. It's a fight worth fighting. I found it's very difficult at first when you want to keep, because you get a euphoria, you get a sense of euphoria from marijuana, and that really is difficult to replicate through like anything else. It is what it is. I mean, it's euphoric. That's why people enjoy it. That's why they do it, and that's why they defend it, because it feels good. It feels good. That's why people do it. But for me, I just reached a point where, some people argue, just smoke weed, and I can't do that because I have a codependency with alcohol. So if I smoke marijuana, it's going to lead me directly to drinking, and that's what I found during this most recent relapse is, it starts with a little bit of weed, and then you're like, man, this is tripping me out. I need a beer or something. I need a beer. I need a shot. Or a cigarette, and and then you watch TV shows like Trailer Park Boys, and that just reinforces, all this other stuff. But I made the decision to go back out. I made the decision to relapse because I miss that euphoria from the marijuana, and I missed the way that the alcohol made me feel. It's kind of an anti-anxiety kind of thing, except the reality of it is when you start drinking, that it affects your mental health, and it's going to make you it's going to make you more depressed, because alcohol is a depressant. So you're going to reach a point where you're just depressed and apathetic and lethargic, and your apartment's a fucking mess. There's no sheets on your bed. There's cans and bottles everywhere. It's fucking embarrassing. Nobody wants to live like that. And and I honestly, I don't have the lungs for it. Like, I think 50% of the time I would throw up after smoking. Like, I would hit the bowl so hard that it would make me cough, uncontrollably, and I would end up throwing up as a result of it. Or sometimes you get on a roll when you're drinking, and sometimes you hit the vape too much. You smoke too many cigarettes, and that'll make you throw up too. So, there's trash all over the counters. It's just not. It's not. Addiction's not a pretty thing. Like you don't shower for 3 days. You don't brush your teeth. You literally stop giving a shit because you're caught up in active addiction, and it sucks, man. Like, and that's just what I found. Like, I reached a point where it was just depressing, and it was just the kind of lifestyle of just like puking. Like, it basically, those two things result in throwing up all the time. Like, if you drink enough liquor, you're gonna throw up. If you if you don't have the lungs to smoke weed, you're gonna cough till you puke, and that's not attractive to anybody, you know, like. So I got the fuck out of there, man. Like, I cleaned all my shit. I cleaned all the bottles. Bottles are gone. Pipes are gone. You know, got rid of everything. And you know, that's the way it has to be. You know, mostly because of that codependency. As much as I enjoy some aspects of the marijuana, at the end of the day, it's not worth it for me. Just because, you know, I like to have a clean apartment. You know, I like to have nice things. I don't like having literally having trash everywhere, having bottles everywhere, you know, sleeping on a mattress with no fucking sheets on it. You know what I mean? Like that shit is just fucking disgusting. Like, so I just decided it was time to stop. And I've been going to some meetings, some online meetings. There's a website called intherooms.com. So I've been doing that. I got a list of in-person meetings that I'm going to go to, because the energy that you feel from a in-person meeting is a lot different than the ones you get online. And plus, you can get phone numbers. It's a lot easier to get a sponsor at an in-person meeting, and that's my goal for the future. Is to get a sponsor. And I think, you know, I was clean for about 4.5 years, and I did that with meetings and also some intensive outpatient recovery stuff. I did that too, and I was able to stay clean for about 4.5 years. And yeah, and then, you know, things change. You know, you lose your job, stress builds. You know, my triggers were peer pressure, boredom, and depression. So there's people around me, people at work talking about how great marijuana is, and I'm like, damn, fuck. Yeah, that does sound good, but then you can't forget the other part of it. It's like, okay, well, your apartment's gonna be a mess. You're not gonna be able to hold down a job. You know, it's gonna turn into a clusterfuck. You know, it's gonna be a spiral that is gonna be really difficult to stop. And so, I mean, thank God I was able to correct it. And you know, hopefully I'm on the right track now. I really just have to take it slow. And you know, it kind of in some ways it does kind of feel like you're actually like going to war with like Satan, you know. But I mean, that's a fight worth fighting, you know. And you really do have to start giving a shit. Like, you gotta, you know, don't just take it. You gotta fight back, you know. Fight back, win it, and move the fuck on, you know. So that's what I'm trying to do now. And yeah, that's where I'm at with my recovery right now. You know, it all started with, I think it all started with a cigarette, you know. For some reason I wanted a cigarette, and that turned into, man, you know, I want weed, and then weed turns into, man, I could really go for some liquor to, bring me down here. And then, liquor is a depressant, and you're like, man, I feel like shit now. This isn't better, this is worse, So, yeah, as long as people keep that in mind, like, it might seem like that euphoria might seem alluring, but you got to remember where it leads. Don't ever, you can't forget where you come from in terms of addiction. Having trash all over the floor, not showering, not brushing your teeth, no sheets on your bed, puke everywhere. It's not pretty. So if anybody's listening to this, and if this helps anybody, I mean, my goal is to contribute to meetings and get a sponsor and work the steps, and keep literally fighting the war. You can't stop fighting. It literally is warfare, and you have to keep fighting. And so that's what I'm doing now. And I think my fish and chips are just about ready. So we will be right back. Got a little ways to go on the fish and chips. Another thing that's motivating me to stop smoking weed is I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to go into any of that, but there's a store in Holland where you can access marijuana, and I remember I went in there, and I was looking for a nicotine vape, like this, and I went in there. I'm like, hey, do you guys have any nicotine vapes? And the response I got from them was very disrespectful. I was actually really offended with the response that I got from them. I asked them if they had any nicotine vapes. They said no. Which is kind of strange for a head shop, but and as I was leaving, he's like, I don't remember what he looked like, but I remember what he sounded like. He's like, yeah, don't forget us when you need a pipe. And I thought to myself, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, is he calling me a crackhead or something? Because I want a cigarette, like. And I mean, that's just the kind of people. That's just the kind of people. That's the kind of character that you come across when you're in the drug scene. All I asked for was, I had a legitimate request. I'm like, I want a nicotine vape, And then he said some smart ass comment like, yeah, don't forget us when you need a pipe. I'm like, okay. I guess I'm a crackhead because I want a cigarette, like. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, well, fuck that place, Why the fuck would I give them any money, That's how they're going to treat a that's how they treat a customer. And so yeah, I was kind of offended by that. To be perfectly honest with you, and yeah, I can honestly say they're not going to get any more of my money. One, because I'm not going to use, and also because, and even if I did use, I wouldn't buy it from them because of that level of disrespect, you know, towards a complete stranger, towards a customer, you know. That's how you treat a customer. So you know, I think at that point I just kind of woke up a little bit, and I'm like, do these people really have my best interests? And the answer to that is no. All they want is your money. They're a for-profit business. You know, they have a product that people want to buy, and the thing I took away from it is that they don't give a shit about their customers. So, and to be fair, it was only one guy. It was only one guy. The rest of the people I met there were perfectly nice people. It just takes one idiot to completely ruin your perspective on some of that stuff. So yeah, I felt incredibly disrespected by that, and because of that, I'm simply not gonna go there anymore. You know, and I'm sure they'll be just fine, because there's lots of other people that smoke weed, and you know, but it just sucks that they don't give a shit about their customers, you know. So don't forget about us when you want a pipe. It's like, yeah, okay, fuck you, asshole, you know. Don't forget my face when you're getting fucked in the ass in prison. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, my fish and chips are almost done, so there we go. And here we go. Here's the final result of our fish and chips. We're gonna put some tartar sauce on there, some malt vinegar, and it is going to be pretty delicious. Okay, and now for the taste test. That is very good. Fish is nice and crispy. Tastes good with the malt vinegar and the tartar sauce. Let's see how the chips are. I'm very satisfied. This is delicious. So if you like this kind of video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And feel free to check out any of my other videos. And with that said, peace out.